beautiful Tuesday morning right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We have a final interview closing out the show today with R&B star Bellinger. Yo. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
How does it feel being in Nigeria?
It feels good. I'm like, why is this my first time?
Why is this your first time? What took you so long? But you're here now, so yeah. We're grateful for that.
Thank you.
All right, amazing. Now, of course, we know you have work that you're doing right here. That's why you're here in Nigeria. But first, before we get into all of that, let's go back in time. Now, literally, you have over 300 songs to your name and over 40 albums.
Yes.
Now, when you hear about that, how old do you feel?
Right, exactly. I'm like, okay, 40 albums, 40 years old, sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, talking about songwriting and, of course, even as an artist yourself. Now, how does that make you feel knowing you've put in yourself so much into the music space?
You know, while I was doing it, it didn't seem like anything but constant forward productivity. And when I look back and I add it all up, that's when I'm like, oh, wow, you know, we've come a long way and, you know, we've got a lot of work out. And it just lets me know that the people, they will always have something, a new album to listen to.
Yes, of course. And that's good because you're actually full of music. And of course, that's also stemming from the fact that even your granddad as well is actually someone really known in that space. Now, how would you say that relationship affected you as an artist?
It definitely gave me the confidence to know that if Grandpa did it, I could do it too. You know, all of the concern and questions or barriers are like, no, my grandpa did it. It's in my blood. And that was my, you know, example right in the family that just to keep pushing no matter what.
All right, amazing. Of course, I mean, so let's talk about you writing songs for like the likes of like Usher, Chris Brown, to mention a few. So how would you say, at what point did you decide, okay, you know what, I've been writing all these years. I want to get into the music now. I want to do this for myself. Was it that you wrote a song and you felt like the interpretation wasn't quite right? Was that it?
Nah, so really I was sending on the demos to a lot of A&Rs, labels, artists, trying to get the songs placed. And then one time one of the A&Rs was like, why don't you just put it out? And I was like, well, I'm not signed to a label. I don't have any. He was like, just drop it independently. And from that point on, I've been an independent artist my entire career. So, man, shout out to Dallas Martin for it.
How's that been?
Suggestion.
How's the journey been, being an independent artist?
I think it's been a long journey. I've learned so much along the way that now I'm like, it was worth it. But during the process, it was like, should I keep going?
Yeah, I guess it's stressful.
Yeah, it's tough, especially when you're the person that's the financier, you're the artist, you know, you're the CEO, you're the label, you're the marketing budget, you're the director. So, you know, I wear a lot of hats, but now it's like I'm so well versed, and that's why we started our label, All Wins Entertainment, so I can just pay it forward to the new artists and teach them everything that I've learned. Okay,
I think that's actually really brilliant. Literally coming from your background, you have so much there to give, right, to the next generation of artists and all of that. So now I actually want to know, I think this is actually a question I'm really interested in. So now you're a writer, you're an artist. Now when you want to write, you still write, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So when do you know, okay, you know, this song I'm writing is for another artist, or now this one is for me. Is it more special when it's for you?
For me now, it's like that's my go-to. Like I'm just writing for myself now, unless there's a specific intentional session. So then I'm like, all right. If it's Chris Brown, if it's an unknown artist, I still approach it the same way and make sure that we give them what they need.
All right, amazing. So now we actually have an album we're actually going to talk about right about now. It all makes sense.
Yes.
And one of the tunes on it is also with Tiwa Savage. Before we get there, let's talk about the whole. I mean, it all makes sense. Let's talk about the album itself. Talk about the inspiration behind it.
Yeah. So we recorded the album in Cape Town, South Africa, and when we came out here, it was just the idea to record in a different environment, not necessarily make the Afrobeats album. So when I came and we were just in the zone, naturally with the producers that are based here, with the writers that are based here, those are the music, you know, that we were making. And for me, it was just so refreshing to hear it. And at first it was like, this is different. You know, a lot of the guys were like, I don't know, and then one of the guys, V-Script, said, it'll all make sense later, don't worry.
It all makes it literally.
And then I said,
I know, that's
the title.
That's the title of the album.
So yeah, the conversation just came.
Okay, I love the fact that, I mean, it's actually it's flowing for you. I think it just flows, right?
Yeah,
when it's right, and you hear it and you know, this is, now let's talk about the song with Tiwa Savage. How was it like working with the African Queen?
Yeah.
Right about her. How was it like doing all of that with her?
Man, a blessing. I have been a fan of hers for so long. She made the R&B music in the beginning of her career, and me being an R&B singer, I was just always a fan. She reminded me of like Brandy, and from over here, and Brandy's my favorite back home. So when it was time to get the feature on Understood, we were thinking like, who's the best person? Who's the perfect person? And my buddy Scoop, shout out to man like Scoop, he's from here in Lagos, and he was like, yo, I can make this connection.
Okay.
I was like, you sure, bro? And he made it happen. So after that, I was able to meet with her, and we shot some content, and we just got to hang out and just laugh. She's such a beautiful person inside and out.
Absolutely. So now you're in Nigeria, and of course, we're definitely going to different places. So tell us about what your itinerary like for Lagos, Nigeria is.
So now we're here in Lagos, obviously, but we also hit Abuja. I went to perform at the Megastar Man of the Decade Awards, and that was incredible. My first time performing out here, so we made sure we put out all the stops. We had dancers that were here from Africa and Nigeria, so it was amazing to work with them for the first time. Imagine rehearsing never, and then getting on stage and just behind stage working on it one time.
Wow!
And then on stage is perfect.
It's perfect.
The professionalism was just.
That's what I'm going to talk about. I needed to talk about Nigeria and the work ethic, the energy. How's that been like for you? Literally feeling all that. You heard, I mean, what did you hear? Would you match it with what you heard before you came?
Yeah, a lot of people were always like, you got to go to Lagos. You got to go to Lagos. Absolutely. And I was just like, okay, we're going to go. We're going to go. But I didn't realize it was like, it needs to be top priority. But, now that I'm here, it has for sure exceeded my expectations. The food has been amazing.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, the nightlife, the clubs, the people, the partying. It's like, all right, it's time to go home. 3:30, 4. They said, no, we're going to the next club.
No, we're going to another club. Yes. And it's daybreak and you're coming out of the club.
And then we be here. 8 a.m. in the morning, so it just lets me know, like, yo, this is how it gets down.
Of course. Lagos is a place to be, definitely, and it's even better in December. I think you should come back in December.
I'll be back.
So we actually have breakfast for you in the kitchen, so just to put that in your mind. It's a breakfast show. We literally give you everything, right? So just so you know, that is definitely coming up. Now let's talk about, going forward. Now you've been to Nigeria. I love the fact that, you're moving, right?
Yeah.
Your music literally moves with you and you literally go with the flow, inspiration and things like that. So now you've literally left, LA now, we're here in, you shot in South Africa, you're here in Nigeria. You need to shoot something here in Nigeria.
Yes.
So you're to do that.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about who would you be thinking about? Because I know you probably have met more people, more artists right here in Nigeria. So who are you thinking about off the bat of your head?
Oh man, so today I just met a producer, CZ, and I want to make some music with him. He just was telling me that he did a lot of work on the new WizKid album, and so it's dope to work with artists and features, but man, to get with the producer and the guys that are behind the scenes, that's what it's gonna help me to continue to plant more seeds and meet more people. So yeah.
Okay, amazing. So how you juggle all of this amazing things happening with you in your life? How do you juggle that with your family? And of course, I know you have 2 boys.
Yep,
correct.
2 boys.
Now, how are they when it comes to music? Are they musically inclined as well?
They love music.
They love music. Do you see them being artists like you, songwriters?
I do. I see them, at first I'm like joking, like, come on, let's go to the studio. But they're like so ready to do it that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to just buckle down. We've been talking about song ideas with them. So now I'm like, okay, you guys are starting to take it serious. I bought them guitars and pianos as they were younger. But now they're inquiring. So me and my wife, we're just like, let's give them all the tools that they need to be the most successful. So she's very supportive, and it allows me to like be out here in Nigeria, and then she's home now, and then when I go home, she's gonna start another movie. So it's amazing because we get to go back and forth. We've been married now for 10 years, and it's just been an amazing
And how's that dynamic been? Literally you being in the music space, she being in the movie space, and all of that. How's that been balancing up and back and forth?
It's been great, especially balancing. Her sign is this Libra, so she's expertise in balancing.
Yeah,
so man, I'm just grateful to have a partner that understands. She's been in this entertainment business and she knows what it takes. So if anything, she just encourages me and puts the batter in my back to keep going.
Oh, that's really nice. And you want to shout out to her quickly?
Yes, shout out Lamaya. I love you, babe. And I'll be home soon.
Yes.
Thank you for holding me down, POP.
Love it so much. All right, so right about now, let's actually head over to the kitchen where you actually have breakfast waiting for you. Yes, of course.
And I'm hungry.
Let's go. You're hungry. Nice, perfect. You need more energy for more tours,